Hey guys, Anthlon here. Growing up in this day and age, it's quite easy for people to pick up gaming as a hobby. For better or for worse these days, you know, many like myself, we get to experience it from a really young age, and I think that's just become the sort of norm for it, and that's especially due to the popularity and the rise of free-to-play games. You know, it's a lot more accessible. In the recent years, you know, we've got Fortnite and Dauntless emerging as bigger games that are easy to pick up. You know, it's more often that you can get free-to-play games on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. And it's also become a bit more of a cross-play. You know, it's not really dependent on what console you have, which I think has made it a lot better, a lot more easier and accessible for everyone. You know, and especially at that point, you know, it becomes that's where we sort of build our memories. So from the young ages of having our consoles, it's made us a lot more open, and it's made us a lot more, well, we're more open to what some would probably find a bit more criticisable games to say. You know, and those are usually the memories that stick with us the longest. And it's fair enough to say that a lot of generations will have their own versions of those types of games. So, you know, some people might have Fortnite and Minecraft in this generation, but previous generations, you know, they might have been playing Halo 3, you know, four player split screen with their buddies after school, that sort of stuff. That, you know, that's the same sort of thing that I had. And years before, you know, people were trading Pokemon, you know, and then probably all the way back to the beginning where people were just playing Pong on their big old ugly CRT screens, probably not even CRT at that point, but ugly TVs nonetheless. But that doesn't mean that the memories that people have made are bad. You know, some people might not like Pokemon or they might not like Fortnite, but that's not the point. You know, the people that are playing it at this day and age, at the young ages, they're going to remember this 20, 30 years down the line. And you know, you might not agree with some of the methods that they've chosen, as long as they're not predatory. So, you know, using loot boxes to easily boost their profits.
Do you consider them ethical?
So what we look at as surprise mechanics.
Is looking back at it, it'll be quite easy to see that there's probably even someone years ago or a couple of days back that are probably thinking, God, I loved Superman 64. Doesn't seem likely, but it probably is a thing. So, you know, for me, growing up, it was more of a Sega household. So one of the earlier memories that I can always remember is that me and my brother playing Sonic 2 on the Sega Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis.
What Nintendo?
For Americans. And then obviously, me being the younger brother, I was stuck on Tails duty. But you know, that just means that I had infinite lives. I could run into the enemies and kill myself as much as I wanted. And I was also better because I didn't constantly run into the mines and the special stages. So I was at least a step up. I was a step up from AI at least. And then, you know, it's just sort of progressed from there. So I remember being in school, going over to a friend's house and seeing the Sega Dreamcast for the first time, Sonic Adventure 2, these 3D graphics, fully voiced, maybe not the best voice acting, but...
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be
I'll make you eat those words!
Kick-ass rock music for a 7-year-old at the time or something. You know, it just blew my mind, and those are the sort of memories that everyone remembers. And that's, you know, it's probably good, and comparing it now, you know, you look at Sonic Adventure 2 and then compare it to what we have now.
Are you serious? This is torture.
But at the same point, I wasn't a Sega exclusive guy. You know, I was fortunate enough to play games on Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1, for instance. So I had a sort of varied, got to dip my finger in every little pot. And so in the Nintendo 64, you had the classics like Super Mario 64, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap. Those were probably the beginning points of an ongoing love for Pokemon, probably, from my side. But that's just those are the sort of memories that everyone has to live with, and then, dying over and over and over again in Crash Bandicoot 1 on the high road. I think I still die the same amount in that. And then, getting to speed through the Great Wall of China again in Crash 3, all that. And then, gliding and burning sheep in Spyro. Those are the sort of great memories that you have. Then, you also have memories of, again, those memories are all critically acclaimed games. You might have good memories of games that aren't so critically acclaimed. From my side, I have fond memories of, I think it was a game called Fighting Force. That was a good game. It's like a 3D brawler, I'd say. Not brawler, but sort of like beat 'em up. And looking back at it, it's probably nothing special. But I remember playing that game quite a lot, and it was so fun. And I remember just wanting to play it all the time. And then another good memory that I've got was playing Bloody Roar. Probably shouldn't be advocating for that, but playing Bloody Roar, 3D fighter in the same sort of way as Tekken or Virtua Fighter to say, but to me, it was just a cool fighting game where you got to turn into freaking animals. So it was obviously it blew my mind, and I remember I stayed over at my aunt's house one night, and it was really good because I say really good for me, but probably not good in the long run. Stayed up late and went in and played it, and I remember getting to the final boss. And at this point, nothing really bothered me at that point with the game, but fighting the final boss and the outside arena, because what you can do is you can knock people outside of the arena, which was badass. Always done the running front flip kick. But the outside arena was just black, and it was like a science, like a laboratory. And I just remember it scaring the hell out of me.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
You win. May God have mercy on us all. Darling, there's an emergency at the hospital. Where are my shoes?
Oh, I think they're in the den.
In the den? May God have mercy on us all.
Again, that's what I mean. It's like you've got those good memories that stick with you. Maybe a bit trauma-filled, but what can you do? Going further on, these memories were made when I was around 7, 6 or so. But to go further on, the first time that I got a PlayStation 3 was one Christmas. The only game I got with it was Sonic 06. And obviously if you know games, you know that Sonic 06 is not a good game in any way. But that's the only game you've got, or free demos, you eventually run out of free demos. So you just begin ploughing through Sonic 06. And that game, sadly enough, holds a nice place in my heart. I own it. I have it for the Xbox 360. I had it for the PlayStation 3 and I remember I got rid of it, and then I got it for the Xbox 360 again, just because I wanted it. So, and I remember playing it again, took it over to friends. We were playing the co-op mode. For some reason, I don't know why Sonic has a co-op mode in the first place, but we were playing that. And one of us would go silver, and we'd just try and break the game, because silver could just pick up any object. And because for some reason the physics were broken in that game that bad, that even if you picked them up and launched the item, if you were standing on top of it, you were still there. So we were just breaking it in all ways possible. But yeah, those are the type of memories that you want to be able to look back on, even if they're not of games that were, critically acclaimed. As I said, I've got good memories of Sonic 06. Got good memories of Croc, for the PlayStation 1. Good game, flawed, but good game nonetheless, but not for everyone. And those are the sort of defining moments for people as children, I'd say. And I feel like that's sort of what or helps people fall in love with gaming in general. When you're able to look back at maybe, you know, first time you played the Final Fantasy, the first time you played Chrono Trigger, the first time you got to play Call of Duty 4 with friends, you know, those are the types of stuff that everyone gets to love and looks back fondly, no matter how many years of gaming that you've done. You know, and again, the only thing that could probably be worse is if you felt that way about Superman 64. Just wanted to talk about this because it feels like it's a pretty important thing to think about when gaming's more of a mainstream thing. Beforehand, you know, a lot of people would only really play games for maybe FIFA or the new Madden, but it's becoming more accessible with all these AAA games, you know, breaking $1 billion return on profit, you know, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just that sort of stuff. And so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you have a brilliant day, and I'll see you next time.
お前はもう死んでいる。
何